everyone, Suzi here, and today we're playing Godforge. We're talking about it. We're going to talk all things that we know as of now publicly for beyond the alpha. The alpha's over, so now what? Alright, yes, there's been a lot of reveals, and well, I've put some of them together like you're seeing on the screen here. Some were a little bit older that you might have missed, but there are some really cool stuff that, there has been a bunch of cool stuff that has been revealed publicly in different forms of teasers, so I thought it'd be a fun thing to do to kind of look at what we can see now, what's been talked about from the founders, and yeah, what do we know publicly? So yes, I do work for Fateless, but this is just Suzi. Suzi plays the content creator, talking about the stuff that we know officially, because even the stuff that I know behind the scenes, it's always changing. When's beta? When's launch? What's next? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? The answers are constantly changing. Everything is subject to change. So even Suzi from Fateless couldn't give you anything definite necessarily quite yet. So that's where we are going to start. So there's so many things I want to show, but we're just going to narrow it down to some of the more recent teasers from mostly Discord. So before I get into, I guess, more reveals and pull some of the quotes and whatever from the founders, I wanted to mention that the survey has gone out to email addresses. Everyone that completed the alpha should be able to take part. If you are someone who played in the alpha, you should definitely have this email. If you didn't, well, for one, you need to be on our mailing list for Fateless. So everyone, Fateless community, make sure you have joined that beta waitlist or beta sign up. Whether or not you care about playing beta, if you want the details, this is how you're gonna get it. This is the official mailing list for all of the next steps for playing any form of testing, whether it be something else or beta. You want to be ready, including for any of the first details to come out, special releases, or things like surveys that come after the alpha. Because this is like an official mailing list, they can't just like add you to it even if you play the game manually. By creating an account. This needs to be that you are officially on a mailing list that you willingly signed up for, because it's literally illegal to just add you without your consent. So this is separate, although it's connected because it's intended for everyone who's playing. But the mailing list versus just making an account in game because you had the PC launcher link are two separate things. So make sure you do both. And also remember, if you want to share other data, you can do so via the feedback forms, which are listed in the Discord or on our official portal site for the customer service type, like bug reporting, feedback reporting, all that stuff. You can provide more detailed feedback if you have more things to share beyond what the survey is asking. So this is the important part: survey information. Winners have been chosen. Everything is all set. And on Monday is the intention for the emails to also go out from your account to your email address connected to your game account. You will get an email regarding the medals that they have as a prize. So, but yeah, medal winners, Monday, email address to your account that you made for the game, for your login that you have connected, that will go for shipping, because obviously that connected account is how you're going to be connected for the sake of your alpha rewards, for the in-game rewards, or for the external one, like the coin, which is super freaking cool. So I'm going to try to pull some of the details that were like beyond the alpha type talk. So like as Dan Fiction here said, we've been blown away. I just want to say there's some really exciting things to come to keep you busy between now and launch. And we have a bunch more feedback to gather, so make sure you do the survey. But there is some cool stuff coming, is the teaser for this. Let me pull up a little bit more if I can. So there was some talk a couple days ago regarding beta, and people are like, beta's November. I'm like, not necessarily, guys, not exactly. But that doesn't mean there's not content or something to do soon. People are asking what to expect. Are we getting beta this year, etc.? What's happening? So Dan did chime in to say we'll talk more about dates as soon as we can. For now, we are planning to do more testing this year. Yes. I know a little bit about the plans, but it's not my place to try to clarify any of that, like I said, because it's always changing, and we're only going to share what we officially know. So I think Dan said here, it's scary to think that when I say this year, it's important to think it's only 3 months now until 2026. So full stuff coming next year, yeah, but that's not very far away, and it's going to fly. But as he said, we have plenty planned to keep things exciting between now and then anyway, so don't worry, we're not going dark. Also here in the pinned posts in the general chat is this message from Simon that we've been regularly updating as we can. He did update it just like the other day. So now, as it said, alpha, it was starting in July. That happened, that's over. Next up is what they're calling a tech launch in late 2025. So majority of the game will still need polishing, testing tech, such as the ability to connect accounts, join pantheons, clans, play game modes, and make purchases. Purchases will likely be reset, but with vouchers to use in following releases. So this is all newly updated, guys. This is all fresh language here. It is changing regularly, though. The dates are changing as needed, or the info is, are we going to allow spending, not allow spending? Do accounts get reset? Do they not get reset? What do you keep? What do you not keep? That's kind of the things that they're trying to be as clear as they can, but everything is subject to change, period. So this year, late 2025, the plan is subject to change, but again, there will be a tech test to kind of, it's like a server test too. Can the servers handle all these new features being added? Does the purchasing system, the monetization work properly? How are the pantheons? Are there issues with joining pantheons? So every game does that so differently. Sometimes people like to have you have to wait 24 hours before switching. Other games let you wait like an hour or two before switching. Some are instant. But if you can clan hop instantly, does that create problems for exploits? There's lots of things to look at with pantheons, so I'm sure that's going to be something that they dive into a little bit deeper, especially when soft launch or what could be a beta. You don't see the word beta here anymore, guys, which is confusing because we still call it beta on the website, so that may be something we have to change. But it's likely that a beta, the term, might be rolled into a soft launch or rolled into a tech launch at the same time. So just be aware that these terms are going to change, and that's just something I'm trying to say as Suzi from Fateless, the community manager. I'm not just Suzi, the content creator, but the terms are going to be loose and fluid and trying to fit best what the team is really doing. So I'm really glad that they gave a nice update here. Soft launch, early 2026, not a full rollout, but it's the real game. Spending possible, advancement possible, players keep their accounts. Testing loads of servers, potentially region or a group of this community. Meaning, if you want to play, you can probably play. I think the intention is not to be limiting necessarily, you might think of some other early access. And then global launch follows soft launch, provided feedback is good. So the exact date of a global launch, even if we know exactly when they want to start a soft launch, we could. If that date's set, it might be set now, only subject to change if they need to. But would they announce a global launch date already? No, because they want to make sure that if there's major system changes that need to be done, they don't timestamp themselves to this global release and marketing that goes along with it. So I think they're going to be very careful to take in the feedback from alpha that we are getting right now from the tech launch, that they're going to have to stress test a lot of things and see how things flow. And then the soft launch, close to the release of the game, how does that go? What if something is just absolutely terrible that they think everyone's going to love? What if it's not a major majority hate it? Well, that could change things, right? So I know that that's one thing I really love seeing is how quick the team has been to change feedback so far. So beyond the alpha, I'm so optimistic and so excited just as a player because I've seen how little tiny quality of life improvements can just feel so impactful. And they did so much. Like they added just like the timers, the counts, the wave counter, the turn counters in wave 3. Before that, they added unbinding of heroes because our rosters were full. We didn't know what to do with it. Like, they added features along the way that could have been a little bit risky, but they did it anyway. I think it's really cool to see, even within the alpha where major changes were not intended, they still did a lot of quality of life to make the experience better. Was it still full of a lot of bugs? Yes. Will a lot of heroes probably get changed? Yes. But is that the entire point of running alpha testing? Yes. So, will some of your favorite heroes maybe become more mediocre or balanced? Maybe. Will some of the boring heroes maybe become super OP? Maybe. So I think all of that is so subject to change, and that's, I'm gonna stress that whether I'm making a video with Fateless or as Suzi from Fateless, or whether I'm making a video just as a content creator talking about this game that we all are excited for regardless of my job or not, I'm always gonna stress that everything is subject to change because it's in progress, but I think the team is going to be continuing to do awesome at listening to feedback, hearing feedback, talking about feedback, but also doing what they need to do. Just because the people say they want something doesn't mean you really want it. Sometimes it's like, be careful what you wish for. And they have to make their own judgment calls based on the experience of the team, which the team is actually very experienced beyond just the content creators that some of you may know for the start. There's going to be some fun stuff coming this year, soon, to keep you busy. Is it just this tech launch? Is there some other fun stuff? Well, I do think that the Godforge website gives us some clues. All right, so I'm here on the official new Godforge website, which has a pre-registration. It had the leaderboards for alpha, and it had a news section. So pre-registration here is filler. It's not all set yet. Well, what does this mean? Join 50,000 people for the chance for Godforge Beta to claim exclusive rewards. Now, this Godforge Beta term, this might be what they're referring to as the soft launch, I think. But I'm not 100% sure what they're going to change in regarding terminology because it's not really consistent with the terms right now, but that's okay. Well, it's all subject to change regardless. But look at this, 120, okay, pre-registration. Register now. It takes you here to join the beta waitlist. So again, this is really the key is going to be making sure that you have joined the mailing list system so you don't miss out on all of that. And where did the website go? Oh my gosh. I accidentally closed the whole website not realizing it was like, I just go back. But yeah, so there is this pre-registration that's not for global. It's for before the global launch. So I think there's going to be some fun stuff here to really encourage pre-registrations and encourage, involvement and keeping people busy. So I think just stay tuned, guys, again, to the YouTube and the Discord. I'm happy to see the new website and to see that there's going to be some special rewards and incentive for pre-registration, and that the pre-registration is not just for global. I would have thought they'd do a global pre-registration, but seeing one for an earlier phase is definitely curious. Okay, now there's been a ton of stuff to look at. I'm gonna do my best to go through some of these fairly quickly. Maybe I just get myself off the screen. Yeah. There we go, so I don't cover up any names and stuff. This is an old image, so I'm just gonna show what's for the beyond the alpha. Things that didn't make the alpha that they've been teasing that are coming. So this is an old one. This is from June, actually, before the alpha. The Winged Reaper boss. It looks like there are these special versions of the bosses that are like the original characters. Like this is Freya, and this is the Reaper version of her. What does that mean? How are all the other characters going to have their versions as well? I really can't wait to see these. This is just a cool thing. How many characters do we have these original versions of for boss? Or is it just this one? Is she the only one that has this fancy purple version? What is this purple version? Is it like a corrupted version? Is it, oh, what was the term that they used? I'm trying to remember. Tarnished? I think that was the term that was used in one of the early graphics when they were showing the areas or something. There's a couple other terms for either scions or the heroes in these realms that were used very early on in development. So is that going to have anything to do with this? I can't wait, but I think it looks amazing, and I can't wait to see how this looks, because Freya is one of the coolest looking characters, and I love me some purple. And yeah, this is, again, a content creator, one of the content creator leak packages. This was in this from June. So we have had a ton of other footage that didn't even make the alpha that's been shared from the content creators. So you guys can do some digging if you want to look at CC leaks, Friday leaks. And while we're in between phases, I'm sure we will start doing some more of those again. This one is Talak. This is probably a Mayocan, Aztec, or like Incas, Mayas, Incas, Aztecs, something like that. I'm not going to look up which one is which right now. We're just going to go through these as kind of a teaser and something pretty cool. This is Nicholas Hendricks, who's our 3D artist. So this is a 3D grab, guys. This is not a 2D grab. This is a 3D grab. So that looks pretty mighty amazing to see as a 3D teaser. Here looks like we have some 2D concept art from our Magic Media with Kelly. Very cool tattoos on this character. Love, love, love it. Again, Omeacon here with the South American native style that is absolutely stunning. Really cool. And again, same thing here. Look at this dude. Oh my god, guys. Look at him. I think, did he have a name? I don't remember if this one had a fancy name or not. I'm not going to worry about the file names. No, we're just going to keep rolling. But this is, again, a 3D. This is the game. This is the character. How badass does that look? It just goes to show you, like, lighting, shader type stuff that you're going to see better in-game later on. Like, that's the kind of stuff that improves and changes over time. Now, we have an idol breaker for someone who's pretty obvious here. Given that hammer, given the name of the hammer, that's the exact image that was in alpha. I think we've released who this is, but if it's not obvious, it should be. But I love it. The throw of the hammer, the tired afterward, it's a little bit of humor thrown in. I mean, this is unfinished. It's not 100% polished, they said, for the idol breaker animation when Simon first posted this. But this was a teaser that was posted in the Discord as well. Very cool, though. This was another teaser given with one of the announcements, and she's been shown a couple times during Simon's live streams. Pretty obvious who she is. I think they've said the name as well. But we can see that faction logo there. A Izumo character. Amazing look. Here we have an Olympus character, too, that was teased during a post. Love it. I have no idea who it is. This is another unknown one. So we'll all find out together for this one, too. Later on with the next phase, hopefully. But I love the look. Really interesting with, like, the gold tattooing around the muscles. I thought that was kind of clever. But the bow is pretty cool. Maybe a more simple character, like, I would say, what, an epic or a rare instead of a legendary, though? No idea. Now, this is Medusa. Simon showed her a few times. He showed her during the live stream and during his live streams on his channel. So she's been on the thumbnails for a Fateless video or two as well. But holy boobas. There might be some jiggle physics there. I have no idea. I guess I'll find that out with you guys. But I love the snakes. I love how much she's changed. Our original Medusa, who was shown as a rare as well, with concept art, was completely different than this version. Now this is more super sexy, standard female, but with the snake like influence. I kind of like it. It's a little more sexy, a little more eye-catching than the other version was. So I love this change personally. And I love that her eyes look extra intense. You know, she's gonna like turn you into stone. I think that's gonna be really fun to see her come alive. Now this was a post from Simon just showing how, you know, lighting, color, shaders, whatever, like the tones, like this looks like it's a bit of split toning photography style. how much it can have an impact. Like, this looks so different, so dark and dramatic. But this is something they've been playing around with Jerry, who is a freaking legend in the industry, who's on our team, and we are very, as a Fateless team member, holy crap, to know that he's on our team is pretty impressive and amazing. He's been doing some great lighting work. There's another one we're going to show with him too that was mentioned. Simon actually tagged, so it's clear. All right, and here's another teaser here. I think this one did have a name. I guess I should probably get the name for this one. Ho-Yi. I don't know how to say those names properly. I'm terrible with that. But yeah, he is a probably Izumo, given the background as well. But yeah, there we go. Now this one looks like maybe Virai background. And definitely by the styling. It has that Polish, Ukrainian, I guess Russian has a lot, there's a very similar, even Romanian. There's Eastern Europe or Slavic, Baltics, that all of that region had this style that definitely is fit for this. So I assume that is correct. I don't know this character's name, but she is beautiful. And I look forward to seeing more from the Virai faction. And this is a very cool portrait. So what was his name? Blanc? Balanque? Nope, not even going to try to... I can't. I just tried to pronounce that and failed miserably already. I'm going to stop trying to pronounce that name right there. But yeah, another Ameakon based on those native South American vibes. And here was a fun one. So not only is there a cute little character that actually is up there with the legendaries. Who is this little legendary? I thought she was just like a rare or something. She looks young. Is she a child? Maybe. Very cute. I don't know who this is. But there's a lot of teasers in this one image as well. So I thought this one image is an interesting one to look at. So when it comes to the heroes on the left side of the screen, we've got the one that's been shown as Baba Yaga. She's been shown a couple times, I think, during Simon's live streams when he's played other games or when he's played Alpha. He might have shown that one during his Dragonair stream. I don't remember now, but I know Simon has shared that one during a live stream. Fully finished, I don't know though. Then there's a couple here that I have no idea who are as well. It looks like next to Isis here, there is a beautiful character. No idea who that is, or the one below her. Look at that with the purple crown and all that darkness. That's stunning. They're both cunning heroes. And same thing with this guy in the middle here next to Loki. Who is that? Who are these three characters? I have no idea. So I'm looking forward to seeing who they are as well alongside of you guys. But then over here on the right side of the screen is a filter system that looks nice and clean and amazing UI. The general sorting of finding heroes, checking for stars, checking for rarity, archetypes, allegiance, and leader bonuses. And then even further down, you can see sorting by factions. So I love that you can tell that there's going to be a lot of details here for your hero sorting to find exactly who you need when you need it. And yeah, great to see that little bit of quality of life that's already built out in the game. And then this was one of the final, I think, yeah, final posts. Again, another Jerry lighting post from, I thought it was Simon. It was actually Sham posted this when his final little thank you message at the end of Alpha. But look at how badass Heimdall looks. If anyone says our graphics suck, I literally don't understand. How can anyone say Godforge graphics don't look good? Like, what? Are you looking at this on the screen right now? Are you? Are you guys? For real, are you? Like, look at how good this is. It's stunning. This is like Dragonair quality, and they use Unreal Engine. Keep in mind, people might want to compare to something like Dragonair. There's a couple other games that use, like even King Arthur Legends Rise, although they have some really bad graphic clipping and weird stuff that happen in their game, which will not happen in ours because they have cool tools to prevent that. But they use Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine has, I guess, a higher ceiling as far as high-end graphics and poly counts, so to speak, for what they can pull off on a PC game. But it's not as favorable to Unity as like the general consensus of conversation that I've heard. And seeing this type of quality come out of come out of this is really impressive. It's not that Unity is necessarily worse. They just have different intentions, you know, different optimizations, different flows. So can you still get amazing graphics on Unity? Yes. I'm not saying Unity can't give great graphics. That might honestly be a misconception that I shouldn't even assume myself. But I know Unreal is just, well, it's Unreal. Kidding, not kidding. But this is just beautiful. I absolutely love it. I have no doubt that once we really dial in these features, it's going to be even better. Baby girl just woke up from a nap, so I'm going to leave it at that, guys. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Beta and Beyond, and I will see you in the next video.